Today, I'm going to be telling you how to get cracked fast in Fortnite. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I do this video every couple months. Today is the updated version, and let me just tell you, with all the recent updates in Fortnite, there are so many new ways to improve. We're going to be starting off by talking about your warm-up routine. A lot of people, when doing their warm-up, will just be doing any little thing in the game to warm up their fingers. They don't go into it trying to think, how can I get better with my warm-up today? But that's exactly what you should be doing. The warm-up routine is the best place to get mechanical practice. Yeah, you're trying to get warmed up so that you play good that day, but you should be testing yourself every single time you warm up. And there's a couple ways to do that. First off, variety is key. It'll help you not get bored and help you not turn into a zombie while doing your warm-up. If I do like one warm-up every single day for a long time, I could do it with my eyes closed. The other thing that's key is setting challenges and goals. With those things in mind, there are so many different warm-up routines you can run. I'm going to tell you the one I've been doing recently. It's going to come to no surprise for many of you, but I've been running the Jivan Practice Map, my own map. I know this may just seem like, oh, go play my map, but bro, there's a reason I built the map the way I did, and so I could get practice from it too. But let me tell you specifically what I've been doing to get the best practice out of this. I start out by going to the reactive tunnel drill. I turn it onto fast mode at the very start, and I run this until I get it all the way through 1 to 3 times, depending on how much time I have to warm up. I won't just run it, fail a few times, and then get off. I play it until I complete the challenge on fast mode. Following that, I hop into the aim trainer. I run this at least 5 times in challenge mode, and I've been keeping track of my scores trying to get better and better. When it comes to aim training, you don't just want to run a drill once, you want to do it for a little while so that you can actually get practice. Later on, we're going to talk about my Kovaaks routine, and you'll see how much I actually run these drills. But after the aim trainer, step 3 is going to the headshot box fight section. This is where an orb spawns and you have to set up a good peek or else it's going to tag you. So I tunnel over to the orb and I try to set up a perfect peek 10 times in a row. You could do a different number if you don't have that kind of time, but having that challenge there forces you to set up a good peek. Every time you set up a pad peek, you're going to be so mad because you have to go 10 more times. That is good discipline and training. Just like when I played basketball back in the day, I would always end the practices by making 5 free throws in a row, or like 5 3-pointers in a row. That's that same mentality I'm applying in these drills. Step number 4 to the warm-up is the free build with bots. In this drill, I free build piecing the bots, taking the shots and everything, but I do it all the way until I hit max height. I can't quit until I kill every single bot along the way up to max height. And then to close off the warm-up routine, I hop into the guided free build section and run it 1 time through on max speed, and then 1 time through on normal speed. This drill is basically just a free build drill with tunnels that change directions, but doing it on that fast speed makes normal speed feel like you're playing in slow-mo. That's why I like to end the drill playing like that, because it gets my reflexes up right before hopping into game. Now that's just one example of how you can set up a crazy routine with challenges and goals. One last thing is in this map, we're going to be adding new drills every couple weeks to keep the map feeling fresh so that you're not just getting stuck in one routine. That's what's going to make this map special, because you're constantly going to be able to have new routines within this map. Now I mentioned I was going to give you guys my new Kovaaks routine that I've been running. I give you a forewarning, this is no easy routine. I've been doing Kovaaks for a while. I'll put some of my old routines down below, some easier ones. But my most updated one, I took all of those drills and picked the hardest versions I could find of them, with the smallest orbs flying around and the fastest movement. You're gonna see in the routine that most of the drills are set to run 5 times in a row, but there's a group of 3 drills that I have only running 2 times. The reason is you're supposed to play those drills of 2 right after each other, and it gets harder and harder. But the way I have this drill set up is it alternates between tracking and flick shots, so you get a good variety of practice. You don't have to run this whole entire routine, just make sure you get an equal amount of flicks and tracking practice. But if you can run the whole routine every time you get on, your aim is gonna go ballistic, I'm telling you. All the codes for this stuff is down in the description. The last warm-up routine that you could do instead of these other ones is you could practice just 1 or 2 of your biggest weak points when you get on every single day. Take a good amount of time and just struggle practicing, piece control if that's your weak point. Whatever it is, just look up tutorials online and really struggle with a weak point. Those are a couple different routines you can do to get variety practice over time. Don't forget to set challenges and all that stuff. The second part of this video, I'm gonna give you different ways you can grind ranked. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same as me, but when I hop on ranked, it kind of just feels like I'm playing game after game. If I have a rough streak, I just want to get off. I haven't been having that much fun with it, but here's a couple tips to switch up your practice and make it more fun. Number 1, you've seen this before with Arena, but some people will play ranked or Arena like a tourney. Set aside 2 or 3 hours of your day and play like either a set of 7 ranked games or 10 ranked games. You could either keep track of your average placements or average kills, or keep track of how much rank you go up. Discipline yourself, even if it's going bad, finish out those 7 or 10 games. That's what I've been doing recently, and it's been helping me enjoy ranked more and also get more motivated to grind it. It's also been helping me train my mentality to get ready for the tourneys. One other way you could practice ranked is doing ranked with goals. For example, you can't get off until you get a certain rank. Maybe your goal is to go from silver 1 to silver 2. You might get it in just one game and then you can get off, or you could set another goal. By setting these goals, when you eventually achieve it, it feels way better, it makes the rank grind feel more worth it, and it keeps you motivated to go. The other day, for example, I started at rank 3000 in Unreal and I said, I'm not getting off until I get top 1500. And it kept me grinding and kept me focusing and trying my best every single game. Part 3 of the video is different ways to grind fighting. Yeah, you could just hop into ranked. That is definitely a really good way to practice fighting. But the fastest way to get fighting practice is via creative. Simply because you're hopping into a 1v1 or something and you immediately, when you die, you're in another fight. Or if you win, you're instantly in another fight. It just keeps on going so you get really fast-paced practice. A lot of you have probably seen KenBeans released Speed Realistics. This is currently the fastest form of fighting practice in the game, and I personally think it's the best. You can either pair into the custom matchmaking, or what I recommend is finding somebody around your skill level or better and 1v1 them on repeat in the map. And I just want to let you guys know, I actually do have some PvP maps of my own coming out soon, which are going to be crazy practice, so stay tuned for that as well. 2 other things about fighting improvements is 1, obviously, your warm-up routine is so key to getting better at fighting. All that stuff that I talked about earlier, practicing your weak points, setting challenges, doing those things is going to help you improve your mechanics, and having better mechanics instantly translates over to getting better at fighting. So if you haven't been doing a good warm-up routine and you haven't been getting good at fighting, you know what to do. Start grinding your warm-up better. And the last thing is watching YouTube tutorials on fighting where you can get inside the mind of the player, or just watching pros fight on YouTube and really watching them. Don't just sit there and doze off. Study like what type of angles they're taking, when they're going for height, stuff like that. But me and KenBeans have a lot of different fighting tutorials where we let you get inside our minds on fighting, and that could help you improve as well. Oh, and of course, watching your own fights back is going to help that as well. Seeing where you're making the bad edits, looking for repeated mistakes, stuff like that. The last part of this video is how to prepare for tournaments. This is like the weirdest part of the video at the moment, simply because the answer was always simple: play scrims. But Fortnite has kind of ruined the scrim scene. By taking away Arena, now the only way to host scrims is in public matches, which doesn't match the loot pool in tournaments. So, scrim servers like Vital have been closing down, and that takes away the best scrim practice in a lot of different servers. But there's still a few ways you can prepare for tourneys, and here's my advice. First off, VOD review previous tourneys. I know they haven't started yet this season, but once they do start up, you can watch back your tourneys and try to find your mistakes, and make new plans for the next week. And also VOD reviewing pro tourneys to see how they dominated the scene. This will help you learn the meta, figure out what you're doing wrong, and fix it in the upcoming weeks. Another thing is spend extra time learning your off spawn in ranked. A lot of people when playing ranked just drop wherever, hot drop. Land your actual drop spots and learn it down to a T so you're unstoppable in tourneys. Then my last piece of advice for this is keep your eyes peeled on Twitter and in various Discords, because even though there's not as many scrims in the scene right now, there's still a lot of ways to get practice in these Discords via customs and stuff like that. For example, just the other day I was playing in a $10,000 duo tournament. Yeah, the pub loot was in there, but hey, it was still good practice for building chemistry and all that stuff. And then playing in custom zone wars that streamers host is gonna help you get in that endgame mentality and keep you sharp for tournaments. That's all she wrote for this video, guys. Stay tuned for those new practice maps that are coming out soon. I'm telling you, they're gonna be game changing. And I've been keeping track of your feedback on our practice map that we already released, and we've already put out a ton of patches, and we have new drills in the works. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.